to start with a story that I've never shared publicly. It's part of the inspiration behind this book. And when I was meditating on, I asked Spirit, what do you want me to share with this group? And my dad came to me in my meditation, and my dad reminded me of a story that I've never shared that he said, not only do I give you permission, but I'm asking you, please pass this along. So my dad, Shelly, okay, some of you have followed me, you know the story, but he was desperately searching for the feelings of heaven, okay, towards the end of his life, most of his life, to be honest. He was trying to find a way out of his living hell, all right? My dad was dealing with mental health issues on top of starting all over professionally at the age of 60, okay? He was in major financial debt through a series of poor choices, and then he had the onset of diabetes. So he had attempted suicide 11 years before that. That was what his awakening. Then he went and got properly medicated, diagnosed as bipolar, and he was amazing for 11 years. But then, I don't know what happened. He decided he didn't need medication. He thought it wasn't spiritual. He thought it was blocking him when he was meditating. It goes back to the point where some of us need medication. It's the best and healthiest thing we can do to be balanced, okay? But he didn't believe that. So long story short, 1 month prior to his passing, he drove from Birmingham, Michigan in his Mini Cooper convertible. That was like his heaven. He loved driving with the top down. And he drove from Michigan all the way to Arizona because he found a Buddhist retreat center that would take him for next to nothing. I think it was donation based, okay? He was in hope of finding some relief. He was just at a loss. He was at a crossroads in his life. He got there and he lasted 2 days because I guess it was unsanitary conditions. It was rat infested. He's like, this, no wonder, it's donation based. And unfortunately, he couldn't stay. So he drove back, and on his drive back to Michigan, he stopped by Denver and he spent a night with us. And he was really vulnerable, and I don't want to be emotional, but he was really vulnerable. And he started telling me that he had to go back to Michigan and declare bankruptcy. And there's me, and you'll read in the book, my pattern of wanting to rescue and save people. And I was like, what can I do to help you? And he wouldn't receive any of my help. But bottom line is he was in a pretty low place. And he said to me, he said, Becky, I am not suicidal like I was 11 years ago. I promise you. And so I just remember thinking at that point, I hope that's true. I don't know if I fully believe you, but I'm going to go with it because there's nothing else I can do. So he left, and little did I know that would be the last time I ever saw him. Okay, so 3 weeks later, my dad took his life, and it was only in death that he realized heaven or hell is a state of mind. It's a state of being, whether you're alive or you're dead. And when he crossed over, it took him 10 months to come through because he was so broken. He had to heal. But he finally came to me in a dream, and then a series of dreams over the years. And he told me, he's like, I met up with my unfinished business. And it's true. I had homework to do, but I couldn't find the courage to do it. I didn't have it in me to do it. I was tired. And he was in a loving environment and a good, easy space with his, angels to do his work. But he said, I need to work with you to help the living understand this so they do their work now, rather than thinking they can escape it, because we pick up in death where we left off in life. And I've always preached that message even before he died. And he said, you're right. Everything you've been receiving from your angels and guides is true. So as the saying goes, wherever you go, there you are. Okay. So naturally, my dad in spirit, along with my guides, were a big inspiration behind this book. And they were obviously super excited and very grateful that this book was written and published. And so on pub date, you'll love this, on Tuesday, I woke up at 4:44 in the morning, just naturally. So that means the angels are with you. It was really cool. I went back to sleep. Yes, I got a really great night's sleep. I woke on my Aura sleep app, 10:17. Okay. 10:17 is my dad's death date. That was the exact amount of sleep I got, which was a great night. And then later that day, as I left the office, This license plate, Shelly. Pretty amazing, you guys. So I felt all their love. They were making it loud and clear that they were just as excited about this book as I was.